Hi loves and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Morgan. I make videos about luxury handbags, fashion, and lifestyle, so if that's your thing, please subscribe and turn on notifications. I upload videos twice a week and I would love to have you here. Today I'm giving you an update on my Chanel Coco handle. So I've had this bag just about a year now. I thought it was a good time to do a wear and tear update and let you know how I'm getting on with this bag. It's one thing to unbox a bag, but it's another thing to know how it wears over time. Chanel bags are a big purchase, and I think these videos can be really helpful. So let's get into it. So like I said, I've had this bag for just about a year. This is the leather. I personally don't see any flaws, any scratches. It's still nice and poofy, so that's a great thing. The quilting has not flattened. If you see some vintage bags on pre-loved market, sometimes this quilting goes flat. I think that takes many years to happen, so in a year you're not really going to see that from Chanel unless, I don't know if you've done something really weird to the bag, but I just use this normally. I use it crossbody, on the shoulder, and in the hand, so I wear it in different ways. If you see the front, you can see that it does kind of get some pinching in here. If you're looking at the bag as a whole, I don't look at the bag and notice that, but it is something that over time, if you're not careful with, I think it could get worse. When I store this bag, I stuff my bag with empty dust bags and I make sure to push it into the corners and make sure they're really well filled out on each corner so that when it's just sitting on the shelf, it's not getting any structure wear there. One thing I will note is this pocket has loosened some over time. When I first got it, it was completely flat to the bag. I really just put one card and my key in this back pocket. So if you were going to use this and like shove half of your cell phone in there and do that frequently, this pocket might kind of come out from the bag a little bit more. So that is one thing. It's really not that bad. If you can see here, it's just a slight dip, like it's like a 1 finger distance. Doesn't bother me. I think any pocket that you use on the back of a bag frequently, you're gonna have some of that happening. I think one thing to keep in mind whenever buying a designer bag is that it will show some signs of wear. It's never gonna look just like you took it off the shelf after you've been using it for a long time. A lot of people think that, you know, when they buy it, it's just gonna stay like that forever, even if they use it. That's just not the case. There's some of the more noticeable signs of wear that I've had so far. One that I want to show you inside of the bag, these pockets, now when I fill this with stuff, they kind of hang into the bag like that. If I have those pockets loaded up with things, which I usually do, and I don't fill this first section with some bigger things, it can be annoying because I'll stick my hand in there and my hand will get caught in the pocket going into the bag to try to get something from this first section. So it's a good idea if you're going to use a lot of things in those front pockets to also make sure you're filling to the bottom of the first section, and then it's much easier to use and get your things out of. The only wear and tear there. The fabric lining is holding up great. I'm very happy with that. Now I have seen a review on this where she said you get kind of a crease here, and I would say in a way, yes, you do. It's more extreme when you open it, but when you close it, I don't really see the crease at all. Like maybe a little bit here. When you're looking at the bag like this, you don't see it that much. So maybe if you're very rough with it and you're opening it like this all the time, that could happen after more years of use. But for me personally, I'm never like opening my bag like this. Like I just open it to about here, get what I need out of it. I'm never forcing it behind like this. So I think that's something to be aware of. You can see the bag here. It's not very noticeable at all. This is the top view. I have to keep you posted in years to come if that changes. But for now, I'm still very happy with the structure of this bag and even the structure wear. Even a little bit of slight dimpling here, I feel like almost gives it a little bit of character. So this definitely, one thing to note is when you first get a Coco handle, they're a little more upright and they do kind of start to sit down a little bit, but I think it's almost in a nice way. Like it's not like it's like smushed like this. It just kind of, it's almost like the bottom like settles into this nice shape. One thing to note about this bag, This one was bought a few months after, and I do use this slightly less. So these are actually the same size, but this one looks a little bit taller because it hasn't settled down quite as much. Look at them side by side. There is a little bit of settling in this one. Holding the bag on its own, I really don't notice it that much. They're quite popular here in Dubai, and I see this bag on women around the mall. Can't really tell, like, oh, is this one new or that one old, because it's not such a noticeable difference that, like, if you see them individually, that you really know this one's older or that one's newer. So you'd really have to have them side by side comparison to really see the slouchiness that happens. So personally, I think the bottom still looks pretty great. There's a little bit of wear on the feet, but not more than normal. Specifically bought the age gold hardware because I knew hardware gets marks. It happens. You're twisting and going in and out of a bag. Marks are going to happen. So I wanted this aged gold because I knew that, like, as scratches happened, it would just add to the character of the aged gold hardware. Versus, like, if I had a shiny gold or a shiny silver, you would see the scratches more visibly. So I'm happy with the hardware wear and tear. A little harder to show on camera. If I get much closer, it kind of goes out of focus. Corners kind of dimple in like this, and I was a little worried that this point would get corner wear over time. Honestly, it's very, very slight. There's only on one corner. I must have scraped it or something, but the only corner wear is a little bit here, and it's really not that much. It more so looks like the caviar got worn down just a little bit. I do think this bag is aging well, and I think it almost, like, gets better with time. Let's get into a few pros and cons of the Coco handle that I've noticed after using it. One of the biggest pros is the versatility. You have this strap, which I'll just put on quickly. And there is this shoulder pad. Now, I have been loving having this shoulder bag because this bag can get quite heavy if you pack it full of items. So it's nice to have this because if you do have it completely full and you have it in the crook of your arm, it can get really heavy because this handle is quite structured and firm, so it can leave a red mark on your skin. Sometimes if I'm just running out the door, I'll just toss in my keys, my wallet, and a lipstick. That's not really going to hurt carrying like this. But if you do put this on your arm and it's completely full, you can get a red mark, so that's something to be aware of. Another pro to this bag is how much it fits. Honestly, I don't even usually fill it all the way up when I'm using it because it fits so much. I just don't need as much stuff with me on a day-to-day basis. I think this is such a great everyday bag. Another pro to this is the organization. The pockets are already there, and it's just easy to, like, section your items off because you have the divider on the inside that's also a zip pouch here, and then you have the pockets in the front, the zip pocket in the back. There are just so many different pockets and so many different dividers that it's just really easy to stay organized. I love that in a bag, so for me that's such a huge pro. I find that the inside doesn't get messy. It kind of almost keeps itself clean because it has so many organizational pockets. Now, one thing I will say is I am thinking about getting a Smorga organizer for this. They have an organizer where it's like one for each pocket, and I think that might help hold its shape over time much better. This doesn't need an organizer. It's kind of built into the bag. I am considering ordering it just to try it out and see if it would help in the long run, but to be quite honest, for organizational purposes, this doesn't need an organizer. It's more, I think, to help with the structure. When it's heavy, honestly, I just hold it in my hand. I like this bag handheld a lot. And then if I need to be hands-free, I use a strap. It can go crossbody, so if I do put it on like this, it does work if I just need to be hands-free for a little bit. One con I've really noticed about this bag is usually when I'm coming up from the car, I have it crossbody, and as you're getting into this and it's close to your body, the handle does come into you. Obviously it's not this high, but I'm just showing you. I think that is where you have to be careful about getting in and out of this bag. If you're gonna wear it crossbody a lot, quite honestly, usually when I'm getting in and out of it, hold it like this, I'll open it, and I actually do kind of this little number, get what I need, close it back, and that's how I get in and out of the bag most of the times. I think the wear and tear on the top will be different as per how you get in and out of the bag most frequently. There aren't many other things about this bag that I would consider a con even after owning it a year. I really love this bag, and for me to give you a whole laundry list would be me like trying to find something wrong with it, which usually is what I do for a review because I want to give you different perspectives. I'm really happy with it after a year. Now let's get into whether I would still recommend this bag. And this is a big yes. I still believe this is one of the best values if you're going to buy a Chanel in the store. The Coco handle is priced so well compared to the classic flaps right now that if I had to do it again, I would still go for this bag. I had to choose a black Chanel bag to be my one black Chanel in my collection for life. It would still be this one. I'm so happy with it. I honestly can't even fathom paying near to Hermes prices for the classic black Chanel as it is now in the store. Don't even gold plate the hardware anymore, so I feel like with the Coco handle with an aged gold hardware, the prediction is this will age much better than the black classic flaps that are available today in store. I would 100% still recommend this bag. I love it. I have no desire to get another black Chanel because this fills my wishes and dreams to have that in my collection, and yes, I would still recommend it today, and I do recommend buying in store because these on the pre-loved market typically go above retail price. So if you can get your hands on one in store, I still do recommend buying in store for the Coco handle. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Let me know if there are any other bags in my collection I could do this video for that would be helpful for you, and please consider subscribing and hitting the like button if you did enjoy this video and found it informative, and follow me on Instagram to see how I style my bags. I've posted this bag so many times, so you'll get some great outfit inspiration there, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!